Welcome back to Battletoads,
Well,
Part 3.
well, fancy meeting you here. What an unpleasant surprise.
I'm getting a whole load of weird reading on the sensors, so take care, Toads. Level 9, the Terratubes.
The Terratubes. Well, this is actually my most hated level.
So,
Why?
guys, what's
You have
worse
to
than
memorize
snakes?
every single thing about this.
Yes.
So, guys, you probably thought, what's worse than the snake level? How about a level that can start with your immediate clobbering if you don't memorize it?
Yeah, that enemy, by the way, that enemy can kill you in one hit, by the way. Like, there you go.
What the wall?
No, that robot thingy. That thing.
See, as soon as you drop in, you can get hit.
Yes, like, it's a beginner's trap. See, look at that!
It's like that. It's like that.
Start, folks.
Yeah, it's like that bit of. It's like that game out of Action 52 where where you can hit the wall like the very first second you start up that game.
Question 2. Have you ever actually played any of the levels after this one, though?
No, this is officially the level where I rage quit.
Because trust me, trust me, Teo. This level is fucking cakewalk compared to Klinger Winger.
And it only
I've never even heard of that one.
Darkstar, have you even heard of the rat raid?
The what?
You'll see.
You'll see after this.
Jesus.
So it's like we each have our least favorite or most traumatic level from our childhoods.
Yeah, mine was.
Did you play this game as a kid?
No. Talking about games in general.
I was talking about levels.
Yeah, I was specifically talking about the game.
Yeah, I never played this one. Mostly because I didn't have an NES or whatever other systems this thing was on. And was this on Mega Drive?
No.
Actually, it was. Actually, it was.
Well,
I had to wonder, was this just Rare's sadistic way of trying to take out their frustrations with the lack of Nintendo showing up in their country? And like taking it out on us Americans?
They were probably deliberately
remember, Joe, I've already established this at the beginning of this playthrough. The reason this game is so hard is to prevent people from renting it and beating it over a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah, as you've seen...
well, that was the case with most NES games. But they managed to do without, being this hellish.
So he's being chased by the Inspector Gadget logo.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, those wheels, they kill you in one hit, and you need to know exactly what the level looks like in order to avoid them.
Yeah, because basically and you cannot step once. Like, there's no room for error. Once you start getting chased by those things, you have to perfectly get through everything and not fuck up. One fuck up and you're pretty much dead.
But anyway, like I was saying, it's like, okay, Mario Brothers 2, The Lost Levels, that's a game that's made hard to, not make you just rent it in a week and beat it. This game is, I don't even know what. I mean, seriously, look, I get it. You don't want them to beat it quickly, but that doesn't mean to make it impossible. Even The Lost Levels isn't nearly as impossible.
Oh, please, Joe. The Lost Levels is a fucking, it's child's play compared to this.
That actually reminds me, I definitely need to do hard mode of Castlevania 3.
This, I knew the Inspector Gadget movie was bad, but so bad, the logo kills you if you hit it.
Yes!
That reminds me, question, how is the third movie?
The third? Wait, there's a third one? I thought it was only 2.
The third one was animated, even though it was a sequel to the 2 live-action ones.
Are you sure you're not on about Stuart Little?
That was also the case with Stuart Little, but there was a third Inspector Gadget.
Are you sure you're not thinking of an animated movie that's a spin-off of the actual show?
Well, here's the thing, Pedro. It was an animated movie, but it was a sequel to the 2 movies.
I think I've seen that one. Is that the one where Dr. Claw is disguised as this dashing person?
I remember the main plot of it was...
By the way, guys...
Oh, the pause menu.
Let's take a listen to it, because this is the most glorious pause music ever. But first, let's get the beginning. There we go.
It's like this game is punishing me for pausing.
I'm guessing this is played on the Rare replay?
Yes.
Yeah.
For our sanity's sake.
Who did the music for this game again?
David Wise.
Oh, so David Wise must have... what if David Wise did this to annoy people to the point where it's like, fine, I'll keep playing, just get this thing to stop?
Not really, I love this pause theme, honestly.
Don't forget the Wario, the Wario World pause music.
We interrupt the
Fun fact,
Battletoads play
fun-
to bring you
fun fact.
David Wise.
They actually remixed this, incorporating into Rash theme in the new Killer Instinct from when his health gets lower.
And it was
cool.
the loading theme from Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. To quote a review, we get it rare. You used to be cool.
Stop taunting me.
All right,
Or
let's
you
try to
rewind
get the hell out of this. See, the problem, the water, of course, slows us down. That's cool, of course, isn't it? And
I'm taking the water slows you down.
yes,
I mean, not the water. I mean, how are you able to rewind like that?
with the L2, well, not L2. I keep thinking in PS in DualShock terms. With the left trigger, basically it allows you to rewind the actual game itself.
Interesting.
The new Disney Afternoon Collection that just got released recently also has a rewind feature. Unfortunately, it's an actual literal rewind. It doesn't look nearly as cool as this one, where it has a filter. It's literally just the game literally being reversed, and you even hear the music going backwards when you do it. I guess some people,
That's funny.
it sounds cool, I guess, but I don't know. I kind of prefer the VHS rewind filter that this one has. It sounds it looks cooler, I think.
So what games are on the Disney Afternoon Collection?
DuckTales, the two DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, and Chip and Dale.
The two and Tailspin.
Yeah.
Nice.
They were all originally on the NES, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never played any of them, sadly.
Fuck! Instant death spikes.
Yeah, isn't that charming? Not just the spikes, but also the eels.
Wait, hold on. Those are yours? I thought those were...
I hate
Joe.
those things come the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Joe,
it's actually true, Pedro. If you checked, it's a case of where the sprite doesn't appear until you're actually in the frame. They're trolling you with the frame-by-frame trick.
Oh, Jova, after all, as Crash Bandicoot would put it, I guess this is the eel deal now.
Hey,
By
at
the
least
way,
don't kill you in one hit, but they're still annoying.
By the way, as for the poll that showed up on Twitter as to which level they'll show next in the Insane Trilogy, I'm voting for Future Frenzy.
Probably. Anyway,
Which one are you voting for?
just as Dory would say, just keep swimming. Ah, fucking instant death spikes.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that line of lyrics in the song.
Okay, hold on. So are those things... Wait, hold on. So are those
I
things...
took some creative liberties, Dwibs.
Electric eel.
Huh. I was wondering if they might be tadpoles or snakes.
You see,
No,
you see,
they-
Dwibs, it's
they
my
use-
R-rated, it's my R-rated remake of Finding Dory, where she's like,
They use,
just keep swimming, just keep. Oh, fucking instant death spikes.
They're using electricity, so they're associated to the...
Wait, they have R ratings for movies.
Oh, sharks.
Well, now we have the Darth deal with it. So.
Small sharks.
In Pedro's head.
Oh, isn't that cute? They put a 1-up right underneath the spikes.
Just so,
Those taunting you.
that's one more life for you to lose immediately.
Kaizo traps everywhere in this game. And look at that! Now you have to
Wait,
swing
Kia.
by chased by the wheel.
You said Kaizo traps?
Not only do you have to dodge those instant death spikes, you have to also get away from this thing. Yay! Don't you love that? Don't you? Oh, and by the way, in order to not get killed, you have to swim over these instant death spikes in order to. Guess that's great, isn't it?
You know, I have to wonder if even Kaizo Mario isn't this sadistic.
Ah!
I'm guessing
Mario
Kaizo is just a
inspiration.
synonym for sadistic in video
Yeah.
game terms.
Kazumara is a
Kaizo Mario
fan-made hack.
inspiration.
Yeah, for Kazumara is a fan-made thing for the sake of torturing people, and you know the kind of get good people mentality that.
I know. But the scary thing is, like, I'm starting to think that even Kaizo Mario is sane compared to this game.
This, on the other hand, was professionally made by developers who we know are capable of great things.
But I mean, okay. Seriously though, I have to wonder. Kaizo Mario may actually be less insane than this game.
The thing is, in Kaizo Mario, the thing about Kaizo Mario is that it's a Mario game still. It's a frustratingly made Mario game, but it's a Mario game, so you can kind of basically know what you're in for. This game, on the other hand, like I've explained before, every single level basically is exactly completely different from the previous ones, so you can never truly get good at the game because every single game throws you for a completely different loop. Every level, sorry.
Not only that, but Cards of Mario still actually, made some form of logical sense. Whereas this game, okay, you're a frog, so of course water slows you down instead of.
Oh yeah, did I mention? Yeah, did I mention that some of the worst?
Why are rubber ducks trying to kill us?
I don't know, but they're actually very dangerous. Believe it or not.
Rubber duck is
insane.
actually a threat in this game.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Anyway, so Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You gave me lots of fun. You took away my childhood, oh Rubber Ducky. I hate you.
I don't even know what that is.
You've never seen Sesame Street?
Not that much.
Ducky, sung by.
Well, Joe, you have to remember that there's different Sesame Streets for each country.
Wait, you mean with completely different characters?
No. I mean like different actors. They're like, for example, Portuguese Sesame Street has Portuguese actors and stuff like that. That's basically what I mean.
You talk about Portuguese live action actors?
Yes.
So okay,
That's
but
fair.
are the characters kept looking the same? The Muppet characters.
Well, no. Well, I can't speak for other countries, but here in Portugal, we aside from Big Bird and Oscar. We kind of came up with okay. The actual puppet characters were the same, but the actual live action characters were different.
So you still had stuff like
the actual
Ernie and
skits
Bert,
were
right?
Yeah, but the actual skits were still the same. All those animation thingies and stuff, all those animated stuff. That's still the same. Obviously, it's only the live action actors. Well, for my country anyway, I can speak for others.
What about you two?
We never. Honestly, I don't think Sesame Street was broadcasted up until 5 years ago or something.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
That's sad.
But I actually never seen
Rest
it
assured,
broadcasted
Wild
on.
Factors, this level's going to go like a bomb!
Put on your running shoes, Toads, and race the rat to the bomb at the bottom.
Oh no!
The rat race, and the sad part. This is one of those. This is the thing about Battletoads, guys. Just when you think this game could not possibly get any harder, it does, spectacularly so.
Ladies and gentlemen, my official worst level.
That's because you have never completed it. Because trust me, the level after this makes this one seem okay by comparison. Because trust me,
I completed the level. The reason I hate this level the most is that this level made me so paranoid that, I guess I got so paranoid as to avoid the death that was coming next. Well, okay, not avoid all the death, but let's just say this is the level that kind of forced me to.
All right, let me explain it then. Here, okay, the concept of the rat race is exactly what it implies: a race against this rat, and if you lose the race, you die.
By the way, the rat can hurt you.
Well, actually, no, it can't.
Surprisingly,
Really,
you think
I thought he could.
Oh no, this rat goes through me plenty of times in this playthrough, Jova, and it doesn't hurt me.
Oh, never mind. I'm probably mistaking that with that other enemy boss. Never mind.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. If the rat could instantly kill you or something, then this stage would be borderline uncompletable, even fairly. Even with sorry,
Sonic Death Race.
Even with rewind, this would be impossible if the rat did that. Anyway, yeah.
So you think
the rat race is actually 3 phases. So I just completed first phase. So yeah, you're probably thinking, well, first phase wasn't so bad. That's just the thing, guys. Trust me. It gets the third phase is where people lose their shits in this level. Because the rat gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And
it was already fast at the beginning, honestly.
Gotta go fast.
No, that's the thing, Darkstar. This fucking rat puts Sonic to shame.
I told you.
Oh, there he is again. And as you can see, compared to phase 1, he's quite stronger. Faster, sorry.
However, you can punch him, as Pedro showed off.
Yeah, that's going to be essential. It's helpful here, but when you get to phase 3, it's borderline needed to win. Otherwise, you cannot win. You cannot beat the rat on a fair race without beating him literally in the third race. And again, the game doesn't give you any hint or some kind of possible indication that that's what you need to do. You just have to know that you can hit the rat and
Unfortunately,
Isn't
this
that
rat's
basically what the
up.
original Legend of Zelda did with all the vague clues?
well, yeah. There's a good reason why.
No. Look. See, here's the big game. Zelda, okay, the old Zelda game has a lot of issues and is very vague, but it is not, and I repeat, not trying to constantly cheat you into dying like this
True.
game does. And, you know, honestly, even still...
Yeah, use taps of the D-pad, by the way.
That it was,
To make very good use of tapping the D-pad so you can get through those small little thingies to get there quickly. There you go.
now here's the main problem.
Oh yeah, this ball kills you instantly, by the way. Actually, never mind. No, okay, 2 of them kill you. Rather, that thing kills. That smoke, that steam kills you instantly, though.
Also, fair warning about the rat. Yes, punching him is practically necessary. However, here's the problem. He suffers from Jet the Huck syndrome, as in you can possibly knock him more towards the goal line ahead of you if you punch him.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
annoying.
Pedro actually showed before.
Yeah. I
His
know.
path travels so fast. Just so far, sorry.
You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over
N over,
and over.
N
Jesus
over.
Christ.
And I mentioned that I hate this game.
Did I start my engine for insanity?
There.
Go to the corner.
Fucking
Dark
hell.
Star.
Phew. Ah!
What, Jova? What, Jova?
Go to the corner. I don't care if you're
No,
go
don't.
to the corner.
All right, we've already. Let's. All right, let me explain the. All right, this is the 3rd phase, by the way, and there you go. Check out the rat in this version. There you go.
Oh no, it's the demon from Hell Run!
So yeah, you can see the problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 10 times faster than you. So it's basically literally impossible to beat him on a fair race. So
And now it's time for... Oh, sorry. Go.
So the only way to actually beat this thing is by, like Joe was about to say, punch him by literally making him go against the wall, and then and that's what I'm trying to do right now. The problem is that it can take quite a bit of timer, because in order for you to do a punch or a tackle, you need to be in a specific... There you go. But see, the timing for it is a bit hard.
And even when you punch him, he will recover. Like, really
Fast.
fast.
Yes, so basically, so the only way is to get distance between you and the rat is to do that over and over and over for various times. And trust me, this is much easier said than done.
And now it's time for me to bring up the main reason why this is my absolute most hated level in the game. Imagine, now as a kid, I was learning the ropes of this game, and I was like, okay, you know, the game wants me to take a more slower, methodical approach, aside from, you know, the jet and car levels. Then came this level. I had been learning to go for this game with precaution, going slowly, doing stuff timed, patiently, and then all of a sudden, here comes this despicable rat basically saying, no, you've been doing it wrong the entire time. What you have to do is now rush. Rush like you never have before because, yeah, as you may have noticed, Pedro hasn't often dashed in this game. You have to know that you can't actually dash, and pray to God you don't forget at this point. Otherwise, you're going to be left wondering what you can do, because that's what happened to me.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's a good example.
That is why this is my least favorite level in the game. It's screwed with muscle memory to the... Wow, you're actually trying to keep up with him.
Well, remember, Jova, that's because we're in the section where there's constant holes. In the actual straightaways, like the ones we're at right now, he will definitely outrun you in those. It's mostly the stuff. Remember, one of the cool things about the rat is that he always walks throughout the entire straightaway once. So when you're in one of these that has a hole in the middle, take advantage of the tapping so you can go instantly through the holes. That way you'll be able to get some distance between him and and you. The problem, of course, is that it's these straightaways like these, like where you don't have you can abuse that. There you go. I'm trying my best to get him to hit the wall so I can get some distance. So it's easier said. It's easier said than done. And keep in mind, when you're playing this in the original NES, you have to make these second splitting decisions on the fucking fly.
You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to be different about the arcade version. Like, is it
Oh no,
gonna
the
have-
arcade version is much more. It's a typical beat 'em up to the arcade game. It's yeah, it's hard, but fortunately with the rewind feature, it's a non-issue.
So I'm wondering, how do they
Surprisingly,
handle this in the arcade?
Surprisingly, Jova, there's more actually violence in the arcade version from what I've seen.
Oh, remember
wondering
Teo,
how-
Nintendo. So
So I'm
True.
wondering how this is handled in the
there you go. See,
arcade.
this is what you have to do. Constantly do this so that you can get so you can get some distance from him and you. There you go. This is the only way you're going to be able to beat this thing. No other. Don't even try to find an alternate method. There's no other alternate method. There you go. This is how you manage to get for these particular little taps
So you got
here.
the drop on him.
Yes. There is another way, actually. I was almost forgetting. There is whenever the mouse... You know how when we get to the end of a specific phase and the mouse literally falls on his head?
Yeah.
If you manage to time it perfectly, because the timing started, and you manage to punch him away from the level, it's an exploit that you can use. It's a secret way of beating the level without even getting to phase 3.
So I'm wondering,
However, I'm not doing that because I want to show off the third phase because this is something that a lot of people had to deal with back in the day. So I can't just gloss it over.
so I do have to wonder, what is this like in the arcade version?
This is not in the arcade version.
Completely different.
The arcade game the arcade version is a completely different game, basically.
With how shocked the frog looks there.
Oh, and the boss is not. Alright, the boss mercifully is easier than the stage, but not by much. This boss is really fucking hard for one specific reason. It's fast as fuck.
What's easy? Okay. What's considered an easy boss in this game is still a Nintendo hard boss in most games.
Yeah. Alright, this doesn't seem that bad so far, right? That's the problem. The more you hurt him, the faster he gets. And trust me, he's gonna get pretty darn fast.
You know what's weird? You'd think that the boss would have been the rat himself, since he's the one you've been facing the whole time.
Not to mention, this boss can take a shit ton of hits.
The rat was his little brother, and he wants revenge.
He's a Minotaur. That doesn't make sense.
Jova, it's Battletoads.
Well, True, it's the same game where for some reason toads and frogs cannot seem to go well for water.
Reminds me of those old books, Frog and Toad Together, or whatever.
So yeah, as you can see, for every hit I hit him, he gets faster. So as you can probably
only hit him from behind.
so as you can probably guess, this is gonna become a problem.
Does he have a second phase?
No,
Thankfully.
we already just had a race with 3 phases, so please no.
You know, most platformers to this day usually had it like you just had to jump on the boss to beat it.
And people say
Not this one.
and people say Super Meat Boy is hard. Like as Arnie would say, you're a fucking choir boy compared to me.
There we go. Come on.
So yeah, be careful with his horns because they can pretty much kill you really easily if you're not careful.
Jesus Christ, this whole part's gonna be the rat race, isn't it?
No, I'm gonna show off.
Oh wait, never mind. That's why we did another level at the first part of this part.
Not just that, but remember, Joe, we did Tetratubes earlier. Anyway, yeah, no, and I'm gonna Tetratubes. Anyway,
That's what I said. We did another level, the first part of this part.
the first part of this part. Okay.
It's a part within a part.
The first part of this partception.
A subsection.
Anyway, don't worry, Jova. I'm gonna show a little bit of Klinger Winger just to give you guys a good idea of why Part 4 was recorded in a different way than this one.
Come on.
Yeah, look at this boss. This boss goes on forever.
It's a spawn. It's like those in Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Well,
it becomes progressively harder because he's constantly... Remember, if I go anywhere near him by the front, he hits me, which means I have to hit him from behind. And trust me, that's easier said than done. There he goes, and he got faster again. Yay.
I forget.
Oh,
Do bosses
past the
have? I forget. Are the number of hits you need to land on a boss consistent, or do they vary from boss to boss?
Very.
Yeah.
Thank you
Remember.
very much.
Jova, this consistency is not part of this game's vocabulary.
Remember, Jova, the very first boss only required like 3 rocks in the face.
Well, yeah. Forgive me. I don't tend to remember the first boss of this game, even when we commented on it. I do remember later bosses, though, and oh boy.
Well, those are, of course, the ones that will give them more of an impression for all the wrong reasons. I hate this boss. I hate it.
Seriously, guys.
You already okay. We just got past an incredibly balls to the wall, difficult rat race. Couldn't you at least, throw us a bone and put an easy boss in here, just for the sake of us being able to complete the level?
So basically, Tio, you
I'm
never got
guessing
to
the
hear as a
programmers
kid,
were
did you?
sadists at the time.
That's just a thing. Yeah, like Darkstar was about to say, that's just a thing. Rare doesn't know the word mercy.
Curse your green hides! You've done it again!
Get a grip, guys. Let's motivate.
Is this
I hate this level. Okay, let me explain Klinger Winger. Basically, Teo, I had to constantly hold the D-pad towards the direction I'm supposed to go. And by that I mean all the time, meaning I have to switch the D-pad in the current direction on every single one of those turns. Here's the problem. I have to be pixel perfect in switching direction in the turns. If you're even a half of a second off in your turning, you slow down and get instantly killed by this thing. So basically, Teo, you're gonna need pixel perfect precision. I am not even kidding. Anything less than perfect mastery results in your death. I guarantee it.
I guess the reason
TOB.
that this level didn't tick me off nearly as much as, Rat Race was because Rat Race had trained me to be so fast to the point where this actually felt like a godsend to me.
Yeah, so there you go, Teo. There you go. The Terra 2s were a fucking appetizer. This is the true
Main course.
main course. This literally, I'm not even kidding. I've tried it myself. Anything less than perfect mastery will kill you. Literally, you have to literally get perfect at this level. It's not get good, it's get perfect.
So,
You'll
audience,
be
how will-
killed by a
audience-
lollipop.
You're literally not allowed to make a single second, millisecond mistake. You have to be... Go ahead, sorry.
So, audience, how will Pedro get out of this in the next part?
See you for the next part.
See ya.
Yeah.